What we'll do now is we'll go on to practice called Da Loi. Now, in Da Loi, it is said in the classics that Da Loi is sort of a way of saving yourself when you've done something wrong. If you can't do the normal type of push hands correctly, then you use a technique from Da Loi to see if someone pulls you down and you can't just break out of it and re-attack, then you must use a technique from Da Loi, which means stepping to the side and then re-attacking, coming in again with great force. So we start off on a square which has diagonals drawn on it. Here's the diagonals, one here, and two around the back. It's always good to sort of have this drawn on the floor because it's a good training aid for you. Now Martin starts off in front of me, a little ways in front of the first diagonal. I'll poke at him with a palm strike and step forward with my right foot, and he steps backwards onto that first diagonal with his left foot and pongs up with his right hand to block my attack. Now, Martin attacks me with a pull down technique as he takes his second step. There are 3 steps in attack and 2 steps in defense, always. So he steps back with his right foot and uses pull down on my right arm, which makes me take a step with my left foot into the center of the square, and then I step diagonally across into between his legs with my right leg and attack him with my shoulder. My left hand is at this point on the inside of my right elbow. I attack him with shoulder. Now, to defeat this, he simply changes his weight to divert my energy, keeping his left palm on my shoulder to stop me from giving him an elbow in the ribs. He changes his weight and steps forward with his right foot up to near my foot so that he can use his knee to attack if he wants to. And he also attacks with a palm to his right palm to my face simultaneously. To stop that attack, I lift up my right arm in a pong, step forward with my left foot, my weight's on my right foot still, onto the next diagonal, and then I use pull down on him as I step back. So Martin takes a step now with his left leg into the center, and then another one in to between my legs with his right leg, and he uses the same shoulder technique. Now I step forward with my right foot, a slap, he blocks up with pong, he takes a step over to the third diagonal with his left foot and uses pull down. I do the same step once and twice in with shoulder press. Now he does the same thing, attacks, and then I pull down. And so this circling continues. This is very basic Da Loi now. You'll notice you're using attacks from the side all the time. We're using shoulder press, elbow stroke, split, and pull or choi energy. These are the 4 extra techniques. Now if I want to change direction, I have to use another technique, which is push. I don't use this technique, which is the slap this time. I take my left foot, pick it up, put it in between his legs, and just push onto his arms, push onto his pong arm, just like in double push hands now. So he's going to step back with his right foot onto the diagonal that he was onto before, pong with his left hand and pull down, and now I take another step with my right foot, and now I'm coming in with my left shoulder. So you can see that now that we have in fact changed the direction. He slaps with his left palm, and steps, I step around and block, and he comes back in with his shoulder. Now you'll see that the direction has now actually changed. When you do the slap technique, you go back to you actually go on to the next diagonal. When you do a changing technique, which is a push, you go back to that technique there. It takes you back to the same diagonal that you were on before